Hello again. In this video we're drawing trigonometric graphs. So in part 1 we're going to be talking about sine and cos graphs, and in part 2 I'll do a little section on tan graphs, and this is for learning intention number 18. So I want to emphasize something. I'm really excited about this because you can use the language we used before with those 8 basic shapes to sketch one of these graphs. Dilation, reflection, translation. You can use all of that to sketch one of these graphs, and in fact I'm going to jump straight in with a tricky example. So a question might look like sketch y equals 2 sine 2 theta plus pi on 2 for the domain 0 theta to 2 pi, and it might say state the period and amplitude. Alright, here's why I'm excited. Over here we can use dilation, reflection and translation to get this graph. Let's start with dilation. Well, here's a 2 out the front, so that's dilation by a factor of 2 from the x-axis. And I'm going to show you exactly what that means. I've got some questions about, hang on, what does it mean to be dilated by a factor of 2 from the x-axis? We have another dilation by a factor of, well, that's 2, so that's half from the y-axis. And I'm going to explain exactly what that means as well. I can't see any reflections, but we do have a translation of pi on 2 units. Now I've got plus pi on 2, so that's going to be pi on 2 units to the left, because that's near our argument. Let's draw mini graphs. Don't worry about the domain for now, just like sketch a quick graph of, I might sketch it up here. Let's just sketch a quick graph of y equals sine x. Alright, we have dilation by a factor of 2 from the x-axis. So that's going to give us y equals 2 sine x. I don't usually write each equation in, but I will now, because it's the first example. So 2 sine x, well that means each of these is going to be multiplied by 2, or in other words, the amplitude is going to go from 1 to 2. So let's draw that. Let's draw the amplitude going from 1 to 2 like that. So it goes to 2, negative 2. And these are my mini graphs here. Alright, dilation by a factor of half from the y-axis. What does that mean? Here's the y-axis. We're going from the y-axis, but it's by a factor of half, which means we're getting closer. So if this is 2 pi here, let's say, because we're just drawing one cycle, well, dilation by a factor of a half from the y-axis will make this graph look something like this. Can you see it's actually getting closer to the y-axis because it's half from. So it's a number less than 1, so it does the opposite of from, because it's a fraction, so it goes towards. So that's pi there, that's 2, negative 2. Alright, now we have a translation of pi on 2 units to the left. Let's draw that. So that's y equals 2 sine 2 theta, and I've switched between x and theta, sorry about that. Plus pi on 2. Alright, well it's going pi on 2 units to the left. Well, that's pi on 2 there. If it's going pi on 2 units to the left, it's going to look something like that. So that's going to be pi on 2 there. That's negative pi on 2. And it goes up to 2, down to negative 2. We've got our mini graphs. Now over here it's asked for the domain from 0 to 2 pi. So we want this little section here we want this section here, well that goes to pi on 2, but we want to go all the way to 2 pi. So let's see. Well, that's pi on 2, so that's pi there. So pi on 2 plus pi on 2 gives us pi. That's going to be 3 pi on 2. That's going to be 2 pi. So that's what our graph's going to look like, just there. It's going to be 2 cycles like that. Let's sketch our graph. And of course, I'm going to draw nice big axes as always. I'm going to say that all the time. I'll never not say that. The reason is, on your exam, you'll be given the axes and they will be big because examiners want to see what you know. They're not going to give you a chance to do something, some little doodle, some little chicken scratch thing. They want to know what you know. So let's sketch this graph. Okay, so we're going to go, I'm going to do that a bit bigger. I'm going to go up like that, down like that. Alright. I'm on a tablet. I want to get this right though. And down like that and up. Alright, I expect better from you. So I expect better from myself. Come on. I know it's on a tablet, but I can get this sketch. Alright, there we go. So that's our sinusoid. Because we're good students, we like to mark in things. We definitely like to mark in the amplitude there. That's 0, 2. Down there, that's 0, -2. And we enjoy marking in our x-intercepts. Well, that's going to be pi on 2, 0. That's going to be pi 0. It's going to be 3 pi on 2, 0. And that's going to be 2 pi 0. Now it's asked us to state the period and the amplitude, so let's do that. The amplitude is of course 2. Can we have negative amplitude? No. The amplitude is 2. The period is, well, you could read off the graph and you would get pi. That's the period. Let's make sure it all works out. So if you expanded this, I'm going to show you that it all works. If you expanded this, you get 2 sine 2 theta plus pi there. Whoops. Whoops. 2 sine 2 theta plus pi. Alright, well, you've got 2 theta, so it's going to be 2 pi on 2, which equals pi. Beautiful. It matches the diagram, matches our graph. There's your answer. So that's how we sketch a sine graph. I want to show you what it looks like in a program called Desmos. So I'm going to move over to Desmos now. Yep, bet you didn't expect that. Alright, and I'm going to show you what each transformation looks like. Desmos.com is a graphics calculator. It's beautifully easy to use. And it's good for seeing translations and dilations and things. So let's start with the basic shape. Y equals sine x. Okay, no surprises there. Now let's do our dilation by a factor of 2 from the x-axis. There we are. So you can see that we've got y equals 2 sine x. It's a factor of 2 from the x-axis. So we're multiplying each y value by 2. Okay, well that's great. Let's hide that one away now. Alright, so we've done the dilation from the y-axis. From the x-axis. Let's do the dilation from the y-axis. See that? See what's happening there? It's getting compressed. It's getting closer to the y-axis. So that's dilation by a factor of 1/2 from the y-axis. Alright, lastly, let's do that translation. So let's delete that one. Let's enter that one in, and let's do that translation. Sine of 2x plus 2, is that right? Yep, 2x plus pi on 2. There we are. See what's happening there? So we're taking a graph here and we're shifting it all pi on 2 units this way to the left. And if you look here, that's exactly what we expected to happen, pi on 2 units to the left. So we want it up to 2 pi. Where's our, it's a blue one. So we want it up to 2 pi. There's 2 pi there. So it's that blue one up to 2 pi. And that's exactly what we ended up sketching here. Alright, that took a bit longer than I thought. I might split this into 3 parts. I'll do one with a cosine graph, and I'll do one with a tan graph. And if you have been, thank you for watching.